Hi, students, and welcome to your first lesson in just a moment. Before I start recording this lesson, I wanted to give you a little bit of explanation on why I do things how I do. You're going to notice that these videos may be long. They might be 20 minutes, they might be 40 minutes. Oh my gosh, I think there's one coming up that, I'll probably have to break it up because it'll be so long. But there's a reason why I do this. Now, a lot of statistics will say, don't post a video that's longer than 5 minutes because students won't watch it. Well, that might be true. But one of the biggest complaints I've heard from students in the past is my teacher didn't cover enough examples. So when I got to the homework, I was not able to do it because I didn't have enough examples to look back on. Now, I can't promise you that I'm going to cover every single possibility you might run into, but I do choose to go through all the examples on these PowerPoints that the book has provided. So like on this first lesson, there's 11 examples. The reason I do that, again, is so that you know how to do as many of them as possible, and you can use them as a guide for your homework. Now, I have to say, if you were going to class, you would be spending an hour, 2 hours maybe, in class, and half that time is going to be spent listening to the teacher explain how to do the material, what you need to understand for that day, and several examples. So you have to treat this online class just as if it were a seated course. In terms of time management, you can't think that since it's online, you're going to be able to spend less time. So expect these video lectures to be the same length as any lectures would be in a seated class. And, I apologize for the length. Believe me, it takes up a lot of my time too. But I want to do the very best that I can to make sure that you're prepared to understand each section. So I hope that gives you some encouragement going forward and a little bit of explanation. And if you have any more any more questions about that or suggestions, feel free to email me. Also, when you're watching these videos, if you don't understand something, you have the advantage that people don't have when you're in a seated class to be able to rewind and rewatch the example. Or if you know how to do something, possibly fast forward. I wouldn't suggest that. But, you do have some leeway here. You can always rewatch the videos and everything. And one more little thing that I'm going to say on here. I have 3 cats. So you will occasionally hear my cats. One is a Siamese, and she is extremely vocal. And I apologize. But there is nothing in this world that I can do to make her stop meowing. Believe me. And if I lock her out of the room, then she's just going to meow more. And if you hear an occasional dinging, that's the cat that goes outside with his bill around his neck. So please forgive me. I hope it's not too much of a distraction, but hey, I'm a real person just like you. So welcome to the class, and I'll see you again in a minute. One more thing I wanted to say on here too. When you're watching these lectures, what I encourage you to do is I have typed up and printed out, or made available for you to print out, the notes for each section. So when you're looking at this first section in Moodle, you're going to see, or Blackboard if you don't use Moodle, but probably Moodle, you're going to see one that says a handout, one that says notes, and then your video, okay? So what I encourage you to do is to print out that handout. It's got all the definitions and everything that you need for the section on it. And then as we go through, for the examples, you'll write those down. Now, depending on how you learn, if you learn by writing, then this is definitely advantageous to you, because you're going to listen to me and you're going to write at the same time. There's also the option that you can print out what I call the notes. And so that is everything the same as the handout, except for it's got the examples worked out for you too. So you have both of those opportunities to use as you watch the videos. Thanks. Another thing I thought to add to this video is, y'all, I'm not perfect. I will make mistakes. It will happen, and I apologize greatly, but it will happen. So if you notice a mistake, please let me know. I usually give some extra bonus points to students on an assignment if they can point out a mistake to me. So it'll help me out and help you out in the long run. So thanks for being understanding.